Hi, I'm James Tagg. This is Adam Linford, and we're from Truphone. Let me just tell you a little bit about Truphone before we do our demo. So what Truphone offers is, well, the problem that we solve is if you run a company that's, say, based in London and New York, you'll end up with probably two mobile phones, so one for America and one for England, and that's because you've got this problem of roaming between the two countries, and then you'll end up with two telephone numbers, two bills, two voicemails. All your voicemails go to the wrong place. You never got the right phone on you when you're picking up a call. You miss a whole bunch of calls. It's very irritating. So what we did is we built a new type of mobile phone service where you get one phone and it works in both America and the UK as if it's a local phone. So you get one bill and you get one voicemail, but you do get your two telephone numbers. So someone can phone you in New York on your American number or in England in your English number, and it comes through wherever you are in the world. So that's really useful if you're trying to run a kind of multinational company. And we did this by building a new type of network. So the new type of network, we just have, unlike most mobile operators, they'll have a complete stack in every single country. So the world has 1,000 mobile stacks. We just built one stack which is identical, cloned in London and Amsterdam, and then just distributed the audio routing and the data routing around the world. So we have some local data centers for sort of keep your voice and your data local, which is obviously needed. Otherwise, it'll go tromboning around the world and you'll have a dreadful experience. We're actually now in 8 countries, and just a couple of weeks ago, we put 66 countries in bundle. So if you want to run a kind of multinational company, then you can do it with our service and travel around the world, and it's all in bundle, and it sort of all works. Now you'll notice that when we built our network, we built this kind of one single network, and the big advantage that gives you is it's one piece of infrastructure for the whole world, and of course we did that all with SIP and VoIP in it. So that then means that you can do interesting things. And the interesting thing you can obviously do is to put WebRTC endpoints onto that. And I'm going to hand over to my colleague here, who is going to give you a demonstration of a sort of a WebRTC mobile mashup that we've done using our technology.
Thanks, James. I'm Adam. I work in the labs team at Truphone. And over the last couple of years, we've been engaging with WebRTC. As many of you have been tracking the standards, we've been building in support for our networks, capacity and capability. We've had the arguments about the signaling channels, we've had the arguments about the codecs, and we're at a place which actually quite a lot of you may be as well, which is we have all this capacity and capability now. What does it really mean for the end user? So what we thought would be really useful would be to come along here today and share our journey of the first product that we've built out with WebRTC using all these components that we've been working on over the last year or two, now that they're all coming to a point of maturation, and our approach really to the product development process, as well as the solution that we've come out with for a particular problem. So we started with the customer problem, and we went and talked to a bunch of people, our customers, and said, and asked them about their generic communication problems. And one of the first problems that really became prevalent was this interesting conflict between the need to stay reachable, but an element of privacy as well. And we realized quite quickly that this was something that is inherent in telephone numbers, really, in that you don't know the phone number for everyone that you want to speak to. And equally, you don't want to be reached by everybody that just has your phone number. And so we thought, can the internet help with that, right? And I think that's possibly like the biggest take home from today, if you could take one thing home from this talk, is it's a great way to think about WebRTC. It's not about, can this network, produce this new revenue stream? It's can the internet help? Because WebRTC is here just to make real-time voice, video, data channels part of the internet. So if the internet can be part of the solution, WebRTC can be as well. And we said, well, can the internet help with this problem of privacy and communication? And well, sure, I think we can, because we have all these digital personas, IDs, profiles with all these different networks, and they all have APIs, right? So we developed a service which we hope addresses this problem in a way that's going to provide an easier way for everybody to stay in touch, but on their own terms. And we call it Findable. Do you want to jump in there? So what Findable is a service which uses your social network connections to make sure you're reachable by anyone as long as they can prove that they know you. So let's run through a bit of a demo. Let's say Rob here is a guy who doesn't know my phone number. Maybe we've met at a conference or something, he's seen me do an awesome talk, and he wants to contact me about, I don't know, a speaking gig that's coming up or something, which isn't going to happen. And then let's say I've already signed up with Findable, right? So I've given Findable access to my social networks, and I've given Findable my mobile phone number. So Rob hits Findable, and he just searches for me however he knows me, right? So it could be a Twitter handle, it could be a name or whatever. He finds me in the list, and then he has the opportunity to speak with me. So when he hits that button, what happens is he's prompted to declare a network by how he knows me, by which way he knows me. And what happens when he chooses one of those networks is Findable takes a one-time snapshot of Rob's social graph, and it matches it to mine, which it already has access to. And if that match works, then he has access to call me. And there's all sorts of, obviously, profiles you can apply as a Findable user that I could apply to make sure that that suits me based on time zone or what numbers I have or whatever. So Rob now has the opportunity to call me, and he does so. If I was online with a desktop or a laptop, then I'd get all that voice, video, goodness. Or if I had like a wrapped WebRTC app on the the mobile device, that would all work with the voice and video. But I'm not. I'm up here on stage. So what Findable does is it forwards it to my cell phone on behalf of Rob, which means Rob doesn't need my number. He never sees my number, in fact. All he does is he just proves he knows me, and Findable does the rest, creating the contact and the call. Findable is at the moment in closed beta. It's out there that you can engage with it or sign up for it. If you want to bring up the slide. If you want to either follow us at True Labs and tweet us, we can get an invite out to you, and you can have a play around with it. Or if you want to go to findable.io, you can put in your email address, and we'll let you know and give you an invite as soon as we're opening out. Thank you very much.
Should we bow?